Be me, not looking for the past. That's the funny part. Finish work, brain on autopilot. Stop by the same cafe, same order, same corner table, same routine. Halfway through coffee, hear my name. Not the dumb nickname my friends use. Full legal name. Spine does that little uh-oh thing. Look up, and there she is. My ex. Brain speed runs a highlight reel. I didn't queue up. Old memories, old habits, old versions of me I don't miss. Like someone hit rewind on a life I already closed the tab on. She smiles like time didn't pass, like we didn't split our lives in half and walk away. Hey, she says, casual, friendly. Hey, I say back, polite, careful, already building an exit route in my head. We do the basic dialogue. How are you? What do you do now? Wow, it's been a while, but something feels off. Stands a little too close. Laughs a little too hard at things that aren't jokes. Keeps trying to make it about us instead of them, like she's fishing for a thread to pull. She does the casual voice. So, are you seeing anyone? Don't hesitate. Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Expect the conversation to naturally die right there. It doesn't. She tilts her head. Is it serious? Hate that question instantly. Yes, I say. It is. She hums. Evaluation, hum. Like she's calculating a route around my answer. That's nice, she says, then adds, almost like a compliment. But you always were the loyal type. That lands wrong. Finish coffee faster than planned. Stand up. Well, it was good seeing you. Take care. She reaches out, touches my arm. Just for a second, but it's loaded. Too familiar, too entitled. Maybe we could catch up properly sometime, she says. Step back gently. Keep my voice calm. I don't think that's a good idea. Her smile flickers, just a hair, like a mask shifting. Walk out. Feel it the moment the door closes behind me. That familiar discomfort. The sense a line got approached, even if it didn't get crossed. Yet. Outside air hits different. Pull out phone. Text girlfriend immediately. Me. Ran into my ex today. Didn't expect that. Hover over send longer than I should. The little devil voice whispers, why stir it up? The bigger voice says, because secrets rot. Hit send. Because I don't want secrets. And I don't want ghosts thinking they still get a key to my present. Don't know it's only the beginning, but already know one thing. Trust instincts. Tell myself it was just an awkward coincidence. One weird run-in. 2 days later, phone buzzes, name on the screen I didn't ask for. Her. Didn't expect to see you the other day. Hope that wasn't weird. Stare at it longer than I should. Why am I staring? Because my body remembers patterns my brain wants to forget. Reply short. Me. It was unexpected. Yeah. I'm good though. In my head, end of conversation. In her head, door cracked open. She suggests meeting again. Just to clear the air. That phrase makes my shoulders tense automatically, because clear the air is usually code for let me rewrite the narrative. Shouldn't go. I know that. But part of me wants it clean. No loose ends. Face-to-face closure like adults do in movies. Agree anyway. Public place, daytime, safe. Tell myself it'll be fine. Meet her. And at first it's normal. Talks about work, friends, life. Then she starts drifting backward. You remember when we used to cut in immediately? That was a long time ago. She smiles like that's cute. Doesn't feel that long to me. Shift in chair, alarm bells and ribs, go direct. I'm happy now. I'm with someone I care about. She nods, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Then she says it. Light tone, like she's suggesting dessert. She doesn't have to know we talked. Stomach drops. There it is, the real agenda. The let's build a secret test. I'm not hiding anything, I say. And I don't meet exes behind my girlfriend's back. She laughs like I'm being dramatic. Relax, I'm not trying to steal you. Then she leans in, too close, too familiar. Smell I remember in a way I didn't want to. Her hand brushes my arm, and before my brain fully labels what's happening, she tries to kiss me, pull back instantly. Stand up so fast chair scrapes, heart rate jumps like I just dodged a car. No. People nearby look over, don't care. Let them look. I'd rather be embarrassed than complicit. She looks shocked, like I'm the one breaking social rules. Haven't you ever wondered what would have happened if, she starts, cut her off. No, I haven't, and this was inappropriate. grab jacket, hands steady even if my insides aren't. I told you I have a girlfriend, I continue. I chose her. You need to respect that. Her face hardens. The soft smile drops. Real, her shows up. You're overreacting. Don't contact me again, I say, and don't put me in that position. Leave outside. Hands start shaking, not temptation. Anger, disappointment. The sick feeling of someone trying to edit my boundaries. Don't feel guilty, but feel uneasy, because I know what comes next. I have to tell my girlfriend, and no matter how honest I am, it's going to hurt. Replay the moment in my head way too many times. Not the almost kiss, the second right before it, the split second where my instinct screamed, something's wrong. I didn't do anything bad. I know that. But logic doesn't stop the weight from settling in your chest. Sit on couch, phone in hand, staring at my girlfriend's name like it might bite. Can I wait? Can I pretend it's not important to spare her stress? That's how people start lying without technically lying. That slow slide into, I just didn't mention it. Imagine roles reversed. Imagine her hesitating. Imagine finding out later. That thought hits like cold water. Decision made. Text her. Me. Can we talk later? Nothing bad. I just want to be honest about something. She replies almost immediately. Her. Sure. Everything okay? Pause. Thumb hovering. Don't want to dump it over text. Don't want her spiraling alone with half information. Me. I will explain in person. The hours before we meet stretch out. Everything normal feels heavier. Finally sit down together. She smiles at me. And somehow that makes it worse. Because she's safe and warm and I'm about to drop something ugly on the table. Go straight to it. Rip the bandage. I ran into my ex. Her expression changes. Not angry. Alert. I didn't plan it, I say. And I shut it down immediately. And then I tell her everything. Where we met. What was said. The weird closeness. The questions. The she doesn't have to know line. The attempted kiss. My no, me leaving. Don't skip the uncomfortable parts. Because if I start editing, I'm back in secret territory. Finish. Silence. She looks down for a moment, then back up. Thank you for telling me, she says. Her voice is calm. My instinct is to keep talking, to argue my innocence, to plead for reassurance. But I don't, because this isn't about my comfort. Still, I say it once. I didn't cheat, but I know this still sucks to hear. She nods slowly. It does. Sit with that. Let it be real. Don't try to make it smaller. After a long breath, she says, I need some time to process this. Take all the time you need, I tell her. I'm not going anywhere. And I mean it. We part, and I feel lighter. Like at least I didn't betray myself by hiding the truth. Whatever happens next, it happens in daylight. The silence after honesty is louder than any fight. We don't argue. No screaming, no accusations. Just a careful distance that wasn't there before. She still texts, but shorter, more measured. I read every message twice, trying not to hallucinate meaning into punctuation. When we meet again, it feels different, she says quietly. I keep replaying it. Not what you did, what she did. Nod. I get that. She looks at me. I believe you. Then, but belief doesn't stop the images. I wish I could undo it, I say. But all I can do is be clear about where I stand. She studies my face. And where do you stand? Answer immediately. With you, completely. She exhales slowly. I don't want to punish you, she says. I just need to feel safe again. Don't argue, don't defend, don't make it about my pride. Tell me what you need, she thinks. Consistency. Nod. You'll have it. We don't hug goodbye, not because we don't want to, because she's not ready, and I respect that more than I miss the hug. Walk home realizing something. This isn't about guilt. It's about trust getting knocked even when you didn't swing the bat. I don't chase her, not because I don't care, because she asked for consistency, not pressure. Text her good morning every day. Me, good morning, hope you slept well. Sometimes she replies right away, sometimes hours later. I never comment, never guilt trip, never, are you mad? When we meet, I'm the same person every time. I listen more than I speak. I let her set the pace. One evening we sit on a park bench. She says suddenly, you're being patient. I'm trying to be. She looks at me like she's surprised I'm still here. Most people would be offended by now. Shrug. I'm not here to win an argument. I'm here to keep us. She looks away. Not angry, overwhelmed. I don't bring up my ex again. Not because I'm hiding. Because there's nothing new to say, so I show up. When she needs help, I'm there. When she needs space, I give it. When she needs reassurance, I don't make her ask twice. I let my actions be boring in the best way. One night she texts, her, "Thank you for not making this harder than it already is." Stare at the screen, feel something unclench. Reply honestly. Me, "You're worth the patience. Don't know yet if it'll be enough. Can't control how long bruises take to fade. But I know what I'm choosing. I'm not leaving." One morning she texts first, her, "Did you eat today?" Stare at the screen. Smile longer than I should. Because it's not about food. It's about her reaching toward me again. We meet up later. She stands a little closer this time, not touching. We're walking. She says, "I thought about what you said. About choosing me. Keep voice steady." I meant it. She nods. "I know," she says, then softer. "I think I'm starting to feel that." We sit down, and for the first time in days she laughs. That sound loosens something in my chest. She asks questions. "How did you feel when she tried to kiss you?" Answer honestly. "Uncomfortable," I say, and annoyed, mostly because she didn't respect my boundaries. She nods. "That helps," she admits. Pause. Then she says it quiet. "I was scared you might enjoy the attention." "I didn't," I say. And even if I noticed it, I still would have walked away. She looks at me for a long moment. Then she exhales. "I'm glad you told me," she says, "even though it hurt." "So am I say, "because now we're dealing with it together." Time to leave. She hesitates. Then she hugs me. Walk home realizing something. We didn't fix everything today, but we fixed the direction. And sometimes that's enough to keep moving. We don't schedule the big talk. It just happens. We're on my couch, lights low, no TV. She's tracing circles on her cup with her thumb. "Nervous habit. I know it now," she says slowly. "I think what scared me most was realizing I could lose you without doing anything wrong." That hits, because it's not jealousy. It's helplessness. The fear that something outside of her control can still take something away. I nod. "That fear makes sense." She looks at me. "I don't want to compete with your past." Answer immediately. "You're not. You never were." She studies my face like she's checking for weak spots. "You didn't hesitate," she says, "when she tried to kiss you." "No," I say, "because that door is closed, permanently." Take a breath. Say the part that matters going forward. There's something I need to be clear about. I won't hide things to keep the peace, and I won't accept situations that disrespect us. She listens. "I need to know," she says, "that if something like this ever happens again, I won't be the last to find out." "You won't be," I promise. "You'll be the first." Watch her shoulders drop a little. She admits, "I don't want control. I just want safety." I nod. "And I don't want permission," I say. "I want trust." We sit there, then she leans her head against my shoulder. She says quietly, "I'm not mad anymore. I was just scared." I rest my head against hers. "I know," I say, and I stayed. The past tried to knock. I didn't open the door, and now it doesn't get a vote in what we build. The change is subtle. She reaches for my hand first this time. "I don't want this to hang over us anymore," she says. "I don't want to keep replaying something you handled right." I squeeze her hand gently. "Then let's leave it where it belongs," I say. "In the past." We go for a walk. She laughs at something dumb, I say. Leans into me when the wind picks up. She looks ahead and says, "You know, I realized something." "What?" "If the roles were reversed," she says, "I'd want you to trust me the same way." I stop walking, turn to her. "I do," I say, "and I would." She smiles. That night she rests her head on my chest. "I'm choosing us," she says softly. "Fully." I kiss the top of her head. "So am I." Realize something. Trust isn't about avoiding every possible threat. It's about knowing what happens when one appears. The past tried to test us. It failed. We're in my apartment, windows open, city noise drifting in. She's curled up next to me, legs tucked under her. She looks at me for a long second. "You didn't rush me," she says. I didn't want to, I say. I wanted you to choose this, freely. She nods. That's why I trust you. We sit there, fingers intertwined. When she leans in, it's natural. I miss this, she murmurs. Me too, I say. There's warmth in how we hold each other, an unspoken agreement that we're on the same team again. Outside world keeps moving, but in here, everything finally feels aligned. Later, we're lying together. She traces a line along my arm. Thank you, she says. For what? For choosing honesty, she says. Even when it was uncomfortable. I pull her closer. Especially then. Fall asleep knowing something important settled between us. Not because nothing bad can happen again, but because we know how to face it together. We're making breakfast, coffee, toast, quiet clatter of dishes. She stands next to me. And maybe it is, she says casually. You know, I don't think I'm scared anymore. I glance at her. About what? Losing you, she says. Because if something like that happens again, I know who you are. Think back to the cafe. How easy it would have been to lie, to minimize, to protect myself instead of protecting us. I don't want perfect, I say. I want honest, even when it's uncomfortable. She smiles. That's why I'm here. We sit at the table, knees touching. No tension, no tests. I choose you, I tell her, not because I have to, because I want to, every time. She reaches across the table, takes my hand. I know, she says softly, and I choose you too. And there's nothing left to prove. The past tried to intrude. It failed, because love isn't about never being tested. It's about what you do when you are, when it mattered. I chose honesty, she chose trust, and together, we chose us.